Well, we're at the yard. We're gonna start getting ready to do some maintenance on the truck. This is one of the things I do. I try to do at least every 2-3 weeks because it's needed. So we need to grease up all the fittings on the truck. And I'm gonna show you step by step how to do it, where all the fittings are, and well, if you guys could help me out on the names on most of these parts, you guys can help me. But let's start. First of all, get yourselves some overalls, some full coverage, because you don't want to go under there. Look at all this gravel, mud. You'll be muddy by the time you finish. Get you guys some gloves, and I'm gonna show you the greaser that I use. I've been having it for about a year now. It's pretty good. It's DeWalt. Let me show you. Let's get started. All right. I don't know what this guy's doing. Just going like 3 miles per hour in this parking lot. Before I started doing all this mess with the greasing up, I did notice there was a faulty light. Look at this. I hate these kind of lights, man. I realize I'm not buying these anymore that have the extra plug in it. I'm just gonna buy, I had these already, but I wanted them red because I wanted them to match red with red. I had these on already, but I like these a lot better now that I see the ag bull crap. With this freaking winter, it started corroding. You can see all the green on there, and it just came off. So I'm gonna put these on for now. That way it doesn't look that ugly. We'll put both of them orange again. Like I said, last time I buy some material like this. This is from, what is that, Grand General. These are some smaller company. All these are, this was actually the casing for these. But try to find it right here, but might have been United Pacific, I'm not sure. But these are a lot better quality, especially, like I said, the plug is already integrated. You don't need that extra cable. Garbage. All right, here we are. This is my grease gun. It's a DeWalt. You can buy it at any Home Depot or anywhere you can find it. I think at the time when I bought it, was like $200, but it didn't come with the battery or the charger. But since I have a DeWalt impact gun, I already had 2 batteries, so I use the same one. Pretty simple. Here's the grease I'm gonna be using. I already have a tube in here because I was greasing up the fifth wheel like a couple days ago. So I'm gonna finish whatever's in there. I'm gonna open up another one and let's get it started. First of all, up here in the front, we got the bumper. So we want to clean the fittings nice and good. That way you don't get any dirt or old grease in the fitting of the grease gun itself. I know I have another one out here somewhere on this side. Right here. Might have to turn the wheel. We have this one. We have one in the bottom of this. We have this one for the kingpins. Let me see. And there's also one on the bottom of this one, like I said, for the kingpins. And there's also one for the suspension. So let's get started on these first. There is one in here too. Let me see. I'll actually be able to get to it. Yeah. And there should be one more up here in this. But I gotta turn the wheel. So whenever I'm done with all this down here, I'll turn the wheel. But let's go. It's real easy. You just put the fitting in there. You got your gun, And all you're gonna do is squeeze and wait for some oil to come out. You see how that one's coming out? So right there you should be good. Get another pump, let's go. Next fitting. And then sometimes you could even hear it popping. You could hear the grease popping. That means it's coming out. At that point you can stop or put 2 more pumps, but don't put too much where it's overflowing too much. Like I said, just a little bit. As soon as you see a little bit coming out, you should have enough grease. You don't want to over grease stuff, especially around like the brakes and stuff, because that could be crucial. It goes in there and it's game over. But let's continue with this one, and the one I cleaned up here, and then we'll go underneath. Like I said, we come underneath, and we have this one right here. You could also use a brush. I think it might be better with a brush, a wire brush, and it'll take off all the other grime. Got this one right here for the fifth wheel as well. I mean, for the fifth wheel, for the kingpin. And this one right here. This one, like I said, you don't want to grease it up too much. Maybe 3-4 pumps. You should be good. But like I said, let's clean it out right. The truck does need a wash. I haven't washed it in such a long time, so don't mind the mess. As you can see, I got all the grease down here. Gonna keep an eye on this because I don't know if this is a leaking seal that is going to the brakes. Gotta check the oil level on my hubs right now. Hopefully it's not low. If it is, that means it's leaking and I gotta get this replaced. But let's continue. Now what we do on the one side, we do on the other side. Same thing. Bumper brackets, get it. These get it. Okay. The only difference with this side and the other is I don't have a steering shaft on this side, obviously. But I do need to grease up the bottom still. Bottom here, the bottom of the kingpin, and the suspension bar. So let's go underneath. We're underneath. Like I said, I already did this one. If I'm not mistaken, this is for the slack adjuster, and this is for the S cam. You know, what makes the brake twist left and right. I could be wrong. If somebody knows the right one, let me know in the comment section. I would really like to know. But I've been told this one, like I told you guys earlier, this one, do not over grease it, because you're gonna get it inside on the actual drum, and that'll be catastrophic. So that's it. Nice 3-4 pumps, you should be good. This one, just a little bit of it coming out, and then kingpin, suspension. Let's keep it going. And I do like working from front to back, so all the front is done and set. The middle, we do have 3 by the clutch, and then 1 more on the drivetrain. I'll show you right now. We also have some here on the drive shaft, right here on the knuckles. You can see there's one right here, and that should be it. But make sure you get this one, the one right there by the transmission, this one right here, and there's another one back there. So shall we grease them all up? Back here again for the S cam, and right here for the brakes. Let's go. Now the easiest was back here. I was able to grease everything up. Okay, you got this one back here, and this one. Same thing over here. This one's on the bottom. See how I kind of look for it. The last thing I do grease up is the fifth wheel. There's two grease fittings, one here. That's for the bushing in here. And then obviously, look at how ugly and dry my fifth wheel is, because we constantly keep on changing them. But still got to keep it greased up. So let's grease it up, show you guys how it's done, or how I do it. Okay, notice how one side is nice and distributed, this one's not. But what I do is put a little bit of oil. That way it can save me on something, and it works just as good. You guys don't have too much grease, you put a little bit of used oil on with your grease. Distribute it with a nice little paddle. Pretty good. I'm not saying use a bunch. This is all that I'm using. Now I'm gonna spread it all to the fifth wheel. I'm done with the grease now. Maintenance. That's the main thing of an owner-operator. If you want to keep up with your maintenance, you gotta have to, so your equipment is up to par and keep it up in tip-top shape. I did see a lot of moisture coming out, like the old grease coming out and stuff. There was still a lot of moisture coming out, and that's due to the bad climate that we've had, the bad weather. So we've had a lot of rain, we've had a lot of snow here in Chicago. So they do say that you should be greasing up your truck every time it rains, every time it snows. But I mean, come on, nowadays it gets a little pricey if you're gonna start greasing it up every week, if it starts raining every week. So what I try to do is every 2 to 3 weeks. If I don't do it, then I'll go pay somewhere else, wherever I'm at, to get it greased up. But for the most part, I do it. Keeps me busy, keeps me knowing my truck a lot more. I'm not saying I'm a professional, but at least, you know, I take pride in what I do with my truck. You know, everybody else can do whatever you guys want with your truck. This is just me teaching you guys in this Kenworth specific, where all the grease points are. I didn't show you the clutch. I didn't have my camera when I was doing it. I did not grease up the clutch, because the clutch is brand new. I just changed it. I just got it changed 2 weeks ago. So the bearing, the throwout bearing is what it's called, right in the middle of the clutch when you take off the check cap. That's the throwout bearing, and you only grease that one up like every 50,000 miles, I believe, and you only put like 2 or 3 pumps, maybe less, because then you'll have a shitload of grease in your clutch. There is another fitting that's coming down on the left side if you're facing the engine, and that one is for the clutch pedal. And then there's another one on the right side. That's the one I don't know what that's for, so I kind of just give it 2 pumps and that's it. If anybody has any idea of what that one is, please let me know. But yeah, it was a pretty productive day. That's not, greasing up is not the only thing I did to the truck today. I was actually fixing up my leveling valve. It was acting up, and it was all the little screws from the leveling hand were all loose. And I noticed that on Friday when I picked up this last load, it was not coming up. It was just staying down, and that's pretty bad, because then your power divider, everything's gonna be scratching up down there. You know, your drive shaft's gonna be all types of messed up, scratching everywhere. That had to happen in the Volvo that I had before. I just started driving, everything was good, and then like 3 hours later, all of a sudden it gave out, and I started hearing like if everything was scratching. So I was like, damn. I pulled over and all the bags were to the floor. So I took it slow. I was only like 2 miles away from a truck stop. I got there and I got it changed. But yeah, this one on Friday was not airing up. It was not airing my bags up or anything. And I was checking up. I did buy another one just in case, but I'm just gonna return it because I don't need it. It does do the job. It does exhaust. It does air up and everything. But the only thing was, like I said, all the little nuts and bolts that hold the arm were all out of shape and all loose. So I tightened everything up. I noticed that everything was going up and down how it should be. I plugged back onto the container. It did air up again. Like I said, last time it was pretty low. Now it's nice and level, just like I like it. Another thing I was doing was fixing up my lights, man. My bumper lights went out. That shit was driving me crazy the whole week because, man, that's one of the things that makes this truck look nice. And it was two cables that were corroded. Right on the connections where I put the electrical buds. They got corroded. So I got some better ones. I changed them up. I put a lot of freaking electrical tape so there's no water going in there or anything. Make sure I tuck them in real nice. Everything's working. My right light on the fender went out too, as you guys can see. One of the worst lights I have ever bought. Like I said, I'm just gonna buy the ones that have the freaking electrical integrated already in the light alone, and not with cables coming out or anything. Because, like I said, they get corroded, and with the vibration, you know, it's only logical that they're gonna come off. So, lesson learned. I got both yellow lights, amber lights again, so it's not gonna look that bad, but it's just not gonna be uniform with the ones I have on the mirrors, because there's amber in the front, red in the back. But what I'm really thinking about is later on just changing them to amber all around. That way, because I have learned and I have seen other YouTubers that get pulled in the scales, and one of them was talking about that the scale house was actually telling them that the lights that he had on the mirror, he had some watermelon lights, so amber at the front, red in the back, and he was saying he was gonna give him a point or a violation on that, but he just gave him a warning, a verbal warning, told him that those lights have to be all amber all around. I didn't know that either. I thought every light that turned back towards the back was supposed to be red, but apparently if it's a turn signal or if it's lights on the sides, they all gotta be amber. The only thing red is supposed to be like your turning signals, your stop signals. So I don't know. Educate me on that as well, but that's what I have seen in like three different guys. So like I said, I might just switch those to all amber all around so they can be all nice and uniform. I don't want them to be all different colors. That's it for now. Let me know if you guys liked the video, if you have any comments, if you guys have any other tips, or you think I've missed a grease fitting. I'm pretty sure I got them all. Pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong. I got all of them, like I said, on the knuckles and everything. I didn't show it, but it's just kind of weird going down there, having the camera and then greasing up at the same time, because you need both hands. So I tried showing you guys as much as I could all the grease fittings where we're at least you guys have a general idea. And like I said, that grease gun that I have, I bought it a few years ago. It was like $200 without the charger and the battery. They could be like $300 or $350. Could be a lot cheaper over in Harbor Freights. I did see them a lot cheaper in Harbor Freights too, so you guys can get those. Those are really reliable too. I have a friend that has that too, and he's been having it for years. Or you could also go and do the conventional, you know, hand pump one, but you're gonna get a little tired with that. So, well, thank you guys for staying for this video. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.